What is up, my fellow Minecraft friends, enthusiasts, and nerds, and welcome to a very special episode of the Dude of Minecraft. Today is the 100 subscriber special. Oh yeah! I thought a great way to celebrate this milestone achievement would be to tour some of my favorite bases and spaces over the past 6.5 years of playing this game, as well as a bit of history about the channel, and some spaces that never really saw much airtime on any of my videos before. So behind the scenes cool stuff, right? Here we go, let's do stuff. Come on, buddy, let's go. If you're a newer fan of the Dude of Minecraft, you'll recognize this area as my survival home, the western area of the Rocketcraft server. This project's been going for about 4.5 months. If I'm lucky, I'll get a few more out of it before the world reset comes, but most of you guys have seen all of this. And we're going on an adventure back to where it all started. My first survival world, my first big survival base and build, and the location of the first YouTube video of the Dude of Minecraft. But before we check out the builds, I'm going to take you back to where it really all started. Back to the early 80s, my friends. This wood grain beauty is where it all began. Learning to game on Big Brother's Atari 2600, I was being classically trained and I cut my teeth on games like Pitfall, River Run, and Donkey Kong. Then, in around 1987, I got my hands on an NES and I became obsessed with games like The Legend of Zelda, Super Mario Bros., and of course my favorite, Mega Man. As I started to get older, I started to appreciate games where management was the key, where you could build a city or a railroad company or operate a theme park, and I still really enjoy these types of games today. Fast forward to the end of 2014, I was gaming on my PlayStation 3. I was really tearing it up. I was loving my games. I was playing a lot of GTA Online. I was playing Skyrim, a handful of sports titles like PES and Madden. But I started to hear about this game called Minecraft. I started seeing a lot of videos of people creating amazing things within the game, and I decided, this game's for me. So I picked up the PS3 edition, and I got to work on my first survival build. The very first blocks that I mined and placed in this game exist within this world. On a personal level, that thought alone is staggering. Welcome to World 1, aka Dadville, my very first survival Minecraft build. What eventually became a blocky replica of the Carrier Dome in Syracuse, New York, actually didn't start out that way. It just started out as a generic American football field. I was about halfway done with some sideline bleachers when I decided I was going to build an entire stadium around this field, and I decided to do my best to make a replica of the one from my hometown. Over the course of the 3.5-month grind, the most difficult part proved to be getting the nearly 28,700 pieces of white wool for the Teflon roof. In fact, just about everything in here that's a color other than gray is made out of wool. There wasn't any colored concrete back in the day. We had to do everything with wool. By the way, you're seeing this one in the city texture pack. I'm going to stay true to what was used during the construction of each build. They wouldn't let me put down 22 armor stands in the old game, or give a team orange helmets, but you get the idea. I always really appreciated the view from these luxury boxes of the field. It feels like you could really sit here and catch a game. But we're going to keep it moving. I've got a lot more to show you guys, so come with me. It was around 2017 when my build partner and myself decided that we were going to try to make some videos. We called it the Dudes of Minecraft, and we came up with a silly little channel branding, and it was really intended just to show off our builds to our friends. In all, we really didn't create that much content, and even less of it survives today. I wouldn't get back to making videos for about 2 years, but in the meantime, I was playing survival Minecraft here. Welcome to the Dudecraft Season 1 PS4 server, and a base I like to call the Mothership. What started as a simple mob farm up around build limit grew into everything that you see here, this behemoth of a base. This monstrous flying saucer features a large glass biodome on top, housing a fully terraformed Minecraft landscape. Let's head on inside so I can show you around. Welcome to the jungle, baby. Oh yeah. Check this out. I really tried to do my best to recreate these different biomes inside of the glass dome here. I've got my little cow farm build. There's like an automated cow farm hiding inside of there. But as you can see, I've got a lot of room up here. I fit an entire desert temple, no sweat, just off to the side here in the desert biome area. Off to the side here, I've got my mountainous area with my spruce trees and the rocky terrain. And down here, there's a little cave entrance. I'm going to take you through it. So starting off here at the mountain entrance, I've got a network of caves going all over the place. Some of the caves lead back up into different areas of the biodome. Some descend into the mothership and lead out into the main ship areas. But as you can see, I just tried to sprinkle some ores around, some lava here and there, and do my best just to make this sort of look like a natural Minecraft cave. The whole area just makes for a really good game of hide and seek. There's some of these are dead ends you see in here. And it's easy to forget that you're about 250 blocks off the ground up here, as you see all this lava and ores and stuff, until you come to the big window. You have a look outside. You can barely see the ground. This giant blocky tree at the middle of the biodome is actually a mob farm that I dubbed the Monster Tree. I'm going to take you inside. It's so dark and nice, I could sleep up here. I'm going to flip on the lights so you can check out how the mobs would walk off the edge here and get washed down through the center of the trunk. They'd fall down, take fall damage, and die, and I would collect their goodies. Not the most efficient farm of the time, but certainly more than enough to keep me and my buddies hooked up with gunpowder for days. And living up in the sky, you're going to need a lot of rockets. So we'll take one more look around the biodome here, and we're going to go down into the ship. We're going to start in the old school iron farm. Back in the day, smart people made iron farms. Even smarter people made villager trading halls. But the wisest of us all combined the idea. And this is my iron villager trading hall. As you can see, I've got all these guys labeled with the awesome books that they would trade me. And then back here is where all my sugarcane farms are, where I would get the paper and trade with these guys. I had like unlimited books and enchantments. It was fantastic. I loved it. I eventually just had to shut down these sugar bots. There was just too much sugarcane. That glass tube in front of you is where the monsters from the mob tree would fall down and splat, and they'd all the goodies would be collected and sent into the sorting system which is here. And it just goes on for days, as you'll see all the way down here. There's a whole section down at the end with just brewing and food stuff. Just about everything you could want sorted in the game. From down below the mothership, you can see the 12 lime green beacons that make up the death ray coming out of the bottom of the ship. And the death ray isn't the only weapon that came equipped with the ship. You see, in addition to being a science vessel, the mothership is also an intergalactic aircraft carrier. As you can see, I have my fleet of M-wing fighters down here in the belly of the ship, and it wasn't uncommon on the server to find these guys just cruising the wild. Like this one here, check this guy out. Just looking for justice and stuff. The M-wings had superior maneuverability, top-notch defenses, and very good firepower, which I will demonstrate here. Now, it's been a while since I've climbed up into one of these. I remember they were quite cramped. Let me jump inside here. Oh yeah, just the one lever. Shoot stuff! Pow, 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 pow! Oh yeah, do it again! Pow, pow, pow! I take back all the good stuff I said about these things. They can only fly straight forward and shoot, and that's it. If the dude's gonna, like, wander the cosmos for all of eternity, man, he's gotta be able to get a good White Russian and bowl a few games. You know what I'm saying? Like all good things, this server had to come to an end. If you're looking for a point of reference on this world ended on the day that Aquatic Update hit the PlayStation 4 edition. I'll let you do the math on that one. This is a base that continues to inspire everything that's come after it, right up into the Rocketcraft underwater biodome. And for a base of mine that never had a chance to shine on video, I'm glad to finally give it its day in the spotlight. The Dudecraft II server started in September of 2018 with the core group from the first world and a sprinkling of enthusiastic newcomers. We set out to do our best impression of Hermitcraft, complete with a shopping district and several mega bases all over the place. Out of all the big bases I've done over the years, this one is probably my favorite, and it was done completely out of spite. Because in the day one spawn party, someone said to me that you just couldn't make a good looking build in snow biome. And I disagreed. A couple of months into this server, I decided to start making videos again. I was making use of a second PlayStation 4 to get my third-person time-lapse shots, and I was learning how to plan my projects better. Each project had a video, each video had a project. Oh, but let's head inside here. I love the outside of this base, but I love the inside even more. Just have a look. She's a beauty. If you look up at the top there, that is an old school iron farm, and the golems would fall out of that chute and through this lava egg here. They would fall all the way down this pit on fire and land in the center of the sun down there where their goodies were collected. Inside of this big round castle support, I have another crude mob farm, and this was just enough to keep my friends and I in gunpowder, and they would walk off the edge here and fall all the way down. Splat! Dead guys, and the minecart would pick up all the stuff and feed it into the sorting system. And everything that fed into the sorting system would end up here on the second floor, where I had 2 different rooms of sort, altogether about 100 different items. And of course I had the water elevators going between floors 1, 2, and 3, which were new at the time, so fancy that. And up on the 3rd floor I had access to a second nether portal along with my iron farm / villager trading hall. These guys had me hooked up with all the good stuff. Their name tags are missing. There were 8 doorways up on the 3rd floor. They all led out onto these little balconies. Mainly you could come out here and glide off with your elytra. It was a perfect spot. Didn't matter which side of the castle you were coming off of. Unfortunately, this world ended very prematurely as we had a world corruption issue with the save. What you're seeing here is the castle town area that I had planned on filling out the entire inside wall with. Just medieval style buildings. And out of all the Minecraft worlds that I have, this one probably has the most sadness attached to it, just based on the way it ended. There were a lot of great players that didn't really get to finish the projects they were working on, and there were a lot of good bases around this world. Even in this state of incompleteness, this build remains one of my favorites of all time. After the crash of the Dudecraft II server, I was ready to make the jump over to Java, where I would start recording videos on day 1. Dudecraft Java started in March 2019 and was a single-player vanilla Let's Play world. I created 15 unique episodes here following me from the day 1 spawning all the way through late game building for building's sakes. I learned a lot during this time. I learned that I had no preference between keyboard and mouse or controller. Both worked equally as well for me. I also learned that the replay mod was the greatest gift humankind has ever received ever. I mean, just look at this shot, man. You can't get that with a second PlayStation, just staring straight and not moving. This is cinematic. There wasn't anything otherworldly built here, but the camera work was above average, I feel. And it's definitely an important stepping stone for the dude of Minecraft. As the Grand Lighthouse comes into view, one of the last things built here, by the way. While my overworld base is relatively tame by Minecraft standards, my favorite thing built on the server is actually off in the Nether, so we're going to head over there. Behold, the double blaze spawner of doom! That's right, I located 2 blaze cages about 6 blocks from each other, and it made for the most excellent blaze farm I've ever created. It was around the end of the Dudecraft Java series when I decided I would try my hand at making an Archelaus-style Minecraft time-lapse episode. I was improving my camera work with the replay mod and also learning to use the world edit feature. I started a flatland creative world and I got to work crafting this eye-catching monstrosity up around world spawn. It was the first time I had tried to do anything like this in creative and I really enjoy the results. My computer did its absolute best to try to keep up with me at the time, however it just was not up to the task. I took a little break from recording and making YouTube videos, and decided to join my friends back on the PlayStation 4 once we got the Bedrock edition. I started hosting a very short-lived server called Dudecraft Bedrock. For me it was all about getting back to basics, and I started by making my base not so much a big monstrous Minecraft base, but just a house. This is my childhood home, recreated in great detail inside and out in Minecraft. After playing a while, I decided that not only did the house have to be accurate inside and out, I had to be able to look out the windows and actually see what I would see in the real world outside of those windows. So I went about creating the houses that you could see outside and around this house. And then a while after that, I decided that, well, I may as well continue and just build every single house on the entire street. And so I did. After a bit, the core players began to fall off, and I found that I was playing in the world by myself, and that's when I decided, hey, I'm no longer interested in hosting this as a world, and I switched it into creative and went absolutely crazy. Using a combination of Google Maps and childhood memories, I created in great detail my old neighborhood. And being in this Minecraft neighborhood takes me right back to learning to ride my bike on these sidewalks. Wow, I mean, learning to drive on this street even. And when I got to the corner, I was faced with a challenge that the way these 2 roads meet is not actually perpendicular, and there's a bit of elevation change. I've marked the block all the way up to this next corner. As you can see, I've got these houses built on angles. I've got a lot of work left to do with the custom trees here. Angle house, angle house. Very accurate when you compare it next to the Google Maps picture, by the way. And then the last thing that I'm currently working on in this world is this huge church built on an angle. And if I'm not playing in the Rocketcraft server, then this is where I am, which brings us to Rocketcraft. In mid-2020, I was sitting at home like a lot of us with the pandemic thing going on, and I started to think about playing survival Minecraft again on a server. One day out of the blue, I got a message from one of my old server mates, Captain Fury from the Dudecraft II server, asking if I was still into the Minecraft thing. He had been playing on a Minecraft server and he thought this place would be a great fit for me. And after meeting with DJ Haribo and Miss Sonic Gaming, they encouraged me to come play on the server and record videos. And the rest, they say, is history. Now for a segment I'm going to call the best of the rest. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, that is going to wrap up the tour. I have had an absolute blast revisiting some of my old worlds and making this video. I want to give a huge thank you to all 104 of you now that have hit the subscribe button. And if you're new around here, would you consider hitting the subscribe button, helping the channel get to 200 subs? You'd be a lot cooler if you did. If you made it all the way to the end of the video, congratulations, you get a cookie. Again, thank you so much for joining me for this Dude of Minecraft video retrospective. It's been a blast. And I will be back in the very near future with more episodes from the Rocketcraft server in Western Town. This is Mojo Roberts 2600, the Dude of Minecraft, saying see ya!